Hey folks, build another PC. In this case, I'm actually kind of going to compare it to the Dell Vostro 3470 that I had built, because the processor currently in there is eventually going to end up in this. But for right now, we have an 8th gen motherboard, which was a Gigabyte, really nice motherboard that I picked up for $44, Black Friday I believe, so it was a good deal. Eventually this is going to have 16 gigs of RAM or more. It's going to eventually have an i3 8350K in it. Right now it has a Celeron 8th gen, and we're going to put the 1050 Ti in there. And I just bought a RX 570, which is supposed to be on par with a 1060. I don't know whether it's the 3 gig or the 6 gig version, but we'll see. Should improve performance of some of my favorite games and the software I'm running overall. But let's go ahead and look at the benchmark, and hopefully you can see that, because this is actually a really ridiculously big screen to do this on. You will not be running gaming on this computer without a video card. This might be the worst gaming score I've gotten, and that includes the AMD and actually the Celeron in the Dell Vostro, which is surprising. That desktop score is actually decent, and the workstation score of 23 isn't bad. If I put another 8 gigs of RAM in here, which I'm highly tempted to do, you'll see this probably go up to 14. That'll go up to about 45, and that'll probably be at 26. So RAM does make a difference. I've also got a solid state drive that we're going to eventually put in there, and back in the Dell Vostro we will put that hard drive back. But for now, we're going to milk this, I guess you could say. So my Celeron is 2 cores, and it's running alright. These aren't the best single core scores, but they're really not that bad. If you had like a 4th or 5th gen Celeron, you'd be like, God, this thing's terrible. But if you look at these single core scores, I would only expect out of the i3 8100 to hit about 108. So for certain things like video games, web surfing, and let's see, word processing stuff, this thing's going to work great. It is later when you get into something that might need multi-core that this thing's just terrible. So this has Intel UHD graphics 610, which is worse than the 630, which might explain why the score isn't at least at 14 or 16. It is running terribly according to this, so it may need some extra drivers. And then we've got our hard drive that's in there, currently a 500 gig. It's running an average, but terrible read-write scores compared to SSD. So we're going to soup this up, and we'll do another video, and I will probably once again prove that you can do 4K gaming on 8th gen Celeron. Alright, thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.